Mr. Hernandez, I don't think I can take much more of this story. It's just too dark and heavy.
Dark and heavy. Okay.
Mr. Hernandez, just what is so funny?
Oh, it's nothing. I truthfully agree that this is a sobering tale of unfortunate events. But rest assured, we're almost done. You've stuck it out this long, may as well finish.
Well, if you say so.
Anyways, it says here that for a time, the Mubarak lived a peaceful, quiet life until assassins from other factions started challenging them. Afterwards, one group managed to kidnap Violet one night with Silhouette leading the charge. Khalid Mubarak captured Silhouette and this is what he had to say.
You vile serpent. I'd gladly spill your blood here and now. The only thing that's sparing you for the moment is that we need leads to where they took Violet. Tell me who it was that put your team up to it.
Guess there's no point in resisting, now that I'm at your mercy. All right. Would you care to take a stroll back down memory lane? Tell me. Do you remember Santa's little helper?
Hold on. What does Santa's little helper have to do with this situation?
In all honesty, absolutely nothing. It's just that his name is an absolute giveaway.
So, you honestly expect me to believe that there's some creepy pervert out there named Santa out to kidnap my daughter?
Be that as it may, he's actually quite fond of getting the blood type V gene for himself. To go this far, his hideout is on the far outskirts of the country at the Lunar Equinox Cathedral. That's where you'll be able to find both Santa and the minions who serve him. Now that I told you everything I know, will you release me?
You'd like that, wouldn't you? Unfortunately, I can't trust you enough for such freedom. So, I hope you're nice and comfortable in there. This cell will be your new home for quite a while.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Hernandez. This story is starting to get a bit strange. I just have this weird feeling that the Santa who came here the other day is somehow tied to this whole thing.
My goodness. Miss Green, you may actually be onto something. Even then, that Santa was talking about getting a hold of Violet and seemed really upset when she escaped.
I really hope I'm wrong about this. I'm sorry, please continue reading.
Alright. After Silhouette gave the Mubarak all the information he knew, they did as instructed and headed to the cathedral to face off against Santa and his legion of blood-sucking vampires. There was a great battle, or should I say war raged between the Mubarak and the vampires of the Azora clan. We unfortunately can't show a clip of this spectacular battle, because Plotagon has yet to acquire the abilities of doing such things. So, we'll just skip to the scene where Khalid Mubarak and Neftis got separated.
Oh, Master. Where could you have gone? How did you get separated from the rest of us? I'd better find him quickly, or who knows what will happen.
Ho ho ho. Merry Christmas. For I bring you all good tidings, this holiday season.
Impossible. You can't be the Santa who's responsible for all this. I can't believe it. Never mind. Please, just tell us where Violet is so we'll be on our way.
I'm afraid I can't do that. Don't you see, the poor child deserves so much more than this. Since it is the season of giving, I'm going to give Violet a brand new life much better than the current life she's living now.
That's not for you to decide, Santa. That child is our responsibility. We'll do anything to protect her.
Even go up against me? I admire your determination. However, I'm afraid you all are a bit too late. Violet is fast asleep in the cathedral's ballroom, where my real self is waiting for Khalid Mubarak.
Hold on, so that means...
Exactly. What you're talking to now is just a magic projection cast by my magic mistletoe. I'd love to see what your group would do to stop me, provided if you make it there in time. So until then, see you around.
I've searched every square inch of this cathedral. Where is Violet? Who's there? Show yourself.
Well, well. If it isn't the main man behind the Mubarak and the underworld's most powerful assassin. This is an honor.
You scoundrel. Where is my daughter? I'm not here to play your asinine games. Show me your true identity, here and now.
Most people never catch on. But, you're something else altogether. Fine, as you wish. I'll reveal my true self.
I knew it. I saw through your ploys the whole time.
I must admit, you're too sharp for your own good. I can see why you were such a major threat to your foes when you were with the Joint Services Agency. Tell me, what blew my cover?
Ever since you sent your little helper to kidnap my daughter, I knew something was wrong. I knew that little thief, back when he was first starting out in the underworld. He was inept at fighting, let alone taking down select targets. The fact that he got so strong in that short amount of time had to be the work of some divine or demonic intervention.
Well, you'd think after all of that begging he did for power, he would have at least came back successful. I guess that's what I get for hiring incompetence.
Enough with this. Tell me who you are.
Of course. Where are my manners? My name is Moros, the personification of mortal doom. You see, sir, you have something I'm after. Something your wife refused to give to me. So now, I'm going to try with your daughter, this time around.
Wait a minute. What are you saying? No, don't tell me.
Yes, that's right. You've guessed it. I was the one who murdered your wife that night.
Whoa, Miss Green, I wasn't expecting that sudden turn of events. Not only were we dealing with a fake imposter this whole time, but it turns out we're up against an ancient Greek, primordial deity of doom.
Not only that, Khalid Mubarak was actually innocent in that case brought against him for the murder of Lita. It's so sad. How could such a monster get away with murdering such a wonderful person in cold blood?
Well, it actually says it right here. After the shocking reveal, Moros gloated to Khalid, explaining what took place that night.
I forgot. He was supposed to be pulling an all-nighter today at work. Plus, violence over her friend's home tonight as well. I forgot how quiet and lonely it gets whenever I'm home alone. Please, dear, make it home as soon as you can. I know that voice from anywhere.
You've been dodging me for centuries, Queen Azura. Now, I've finally caught up to you.
I take it back. I'd rather be alone than to deal with this.
My beloved, I've let you play make-believe for far too long. It's about time you face reality. Admit it. It was a fool's errand to leave your position as the queen of the Azor clan to coexist with humans. I'm quite curious. During your time here, who did you find that was crazy enough to love a full-fledged vampire like you?
Is that jealousy I'm sensing? Well, if you must know, I met someone who's more of a man than you'll ever be.
My beloved, please. Let's not resort to lies. Humans and monsters are natural enemies. Don't you see? Only dark beings like us are perfect for one another.
Well spoken. I couldn't agree more. However, there are two things wrong with your statement. 1. I've already found a man who's perfect for me. 2. It's because of that man that I'm no longer considered a dark being.
My queen. What are you saying? Are you telling me that you both
produced a product of our love? Yes, you're absolutely right. Our daughter inherited all my powers and abilities, while I became a normal person in return.
I see. So, that's how it is. To think that was the cause of your pale, beautiful glow disappearing. There's only one way to deal with this kind of betrayal.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Enough. You spurned my love for the last time. Your life force is mine. To think that for the first time in my primordial life, that I, God, experience wrath and envy when I think about him. Curse you, Mubarak. Curse you. May you suffer 100-fold for the pain you've caused me.
My God. What happened here? Where's Leda?
All right, son. Hands where I can see them. You're under arrest.
Officer, what's going on? Where's my wife, Leda?
I said, hands where I can see them. That's it. I'm taking you in on charges of arson, murder, and insubordination.
So now that I told you all that happened, how does it make you feel? Furious, I reckon. That wasn't the expression I was expecting. Not even a spiteful remark.
I just do my best to never speak ill of the dead, is all.
Wait, what?
Yes. That horrible creep finally got what was coming to him.
Miss Green. Even though that's where I'd like the story to end as well, there's unfortunately still more. Apparently, it looks like the true culprit got the last laugh.
All right. Now to grab my daughter and get out of here. What's going on? Why can't I move?
Did you really think you could kill an ancient lich with a pea shooter like that? That's very insulting of you.
What have you done to me? Release me from your bind.
You know, this would be a very fitting end to take your life, here and now. However, that would be too easy and boring for both of us. So, I decided to make this hurt.
You fiend. Release me.
Believe me, I will, after you say your farewells to Violet. She'll be gone for quite some time now.
Father, please help me. For some reason, I'm stuck and I can't move.
Violet. Please, stay with me, child. I'm coming.
Looks like you officially blew your chance to see your daughter off properly. There's only one thing left to do now.
No, what have you done?
I didn't kill your precious little angel, if that's what you're implying. I just sent her an easy 10 years into the future. She has no memories of her life with both you or the Mubarak. Not even I know where she is now. But rest assured, I'll have a far better chance at finding her than you ever will. Once I find Violet, I'll enact my plan using her in Leda's place. By then, She'll be the perfect candidate for bringing more Grim Reapers into the world to bring about the Fatum Declaro. Afterwards, the Age of Man will become a distant memory, as we dark beings shall rule all over the world.
You demon. Why tell me all this?
It's very simple. Who would believe a criminal and his army of pseudo? Now, I must be on my way. There are still many vampires here searching high and low to rip you limb from limb. So, who am I to spoil their fun? Provided if you survive tonight, let's meet again.
Terrible. Simply terrible. Only a monster could do that to a man's family. Miss Green, what's wrong? Is everything alright?
I can't. I just can't. That poor man and his child. That villain. How could he do such a thing?
Miss Green, please. You have to be strong for these kinds of stories. After Moros escaped the cathedral, legions of vampires were out for the blood of the Mubarak. In order to stop the onslaught, Khalid obtained the Azora clan's most prized and ancient family heirloom, the Equinox sundial. With that artifact in the Mubarak's possession, none of the vampires at the cathedral were able to stay on the surface world. Centuries earlier, the goddess of hope, Alpis, cast a light barrier around the world to prevent the dark beings from running amok. With their only means of protection from the light barrier now gone, the Azora clan used the last remnants of their power to create a dark realm of their own, known as Erebus. With the cathedral now vacant, Khalid Mubarak and his group leave in bittersweet spirits.
Please, Master. I completely empathize with how you're feeling right now. But, you must remain strong for this. The Mubarak still needs a strong leader.
How, Neptes, how? Right now, I don't even feel like a man, let alone a leader. I couldn't save Leda, nor could I save Violet. All of my suffering is because of that demon, Moros. Admit it, Neptes. Compared to him, I couldn't save my family because I was weak. In my current state right now, both you and the pseudo have every right to abandon me. You all should find a real leader, instead of serving this failure of the man.
Master. I don't ever want to hear you say anything like that ever again. You have no idea how much you mean to all of us. How much you mean to your generals. How much you mean to me. How much I love being by your side and serving you. As far as I'm concerned, you're the epitome of manliness. After everything that's happened up until now. From exile to king of the pseudo, you've shown me what true strength is. You have a fire in your eyes, Master. That flame of passion and willpower is what makes me love you so much. Besides, if I were to leave now, I doubt I could find anyone as unique as you.
Thank you, Neptes. I definitely needed that. I never realized how self-centered my sights were. I never considered how much I meant to the rest of you. I must stay strong for all of us.
That's the Master I know and love. By the way, it's far too early to give up on Violet. We've got the sundial. We just need the 4 elemental crystals to go with it. That's how you get your wish granted to regain your family.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's find those 4 crystals. Together.
Incredible! Now, that's what I call rising from the ashes. That guy must really be strong indeed, to make a comeback like that.
Yes. Don't stop reading now, keep going.
Anyways, once the Mubarak returned to their hideout, Khalid made a surprise visit to Silhouette in order to arrange a certain deal.
Well, isn't this an unexpected visit? To what do you owe this special occasion?
Tell me, is it true that you're no vampire, but something far more dangerous?
Why yes, actually. I am a Grim Reaper. The Azor clan's greatest success. We of the Azor clan evolved from vampires to Grim Reapers, once we obtained the power of light. That's why I was immune to the soul barrier's purging effects. Tell me, why ask such a specific question out of nowhere?
I need you to form a pact with me. Until I find the remaining crystals to the sundial, I'll need your strength to fight along with us against the Joint Services Agency.
You never cease to amaze me. Fine, what are your terms?
Well, in short, I'll need your aid until the moment I see Violet again. If it comes down to it, I'll need you to slay any enemy of ours from that accursed agency. Even slay Nathaniel Collins, if you must.
A life for a life, I see. However, let me tell you up front that forming a pact with a Grim Reaper is not only dangerous, but also irreversible. Do keep in mind that once I lend you my slaying services up until the moment you reunite with Violet, I will come to collect what's due. Your life. Knowing this, do you still want to form this pact? Because once we shake hands on this, it will be solidified. No amount of begging, pleading or crying will undo our binding agreement. Do you understand?
That's perfectly fine with me. I'll do whatever it takes to be reunited with my daughter. My life is a small price to pay for that desire.
Oh, one more thing. Don't you want to talk to Nathaniel before doing this? I'm pretty sure you'll be reinstated into the agency if you tell him everything that happened.
No, our goals are complete worlds apart, now. I'd rather rule as the king of the pseudo, in these outskirts than to remain a servant of the agency. Now, we have a deal to complete.
Well, that's that. You can't save the damned, after all.